We're going to be looking at Advantage Physical Therapy's website. To access most of WordPress, you're going to have to go to your URL, and then type in WordPress admin, like that, and then hit enter. And then you'll log in using your username and password, and after that it'll bring you to the dashboard. This is going to be the screen you'll see right after you log in. You're really never going to use it. So we're not really going to cover anything on here. The first tab down to the left on the sidebar is going to be Updates. A lot of times you'll see a little orange or red circle there telling you how many updates you have. And this will be all of your plugin and theme updates. You won't ever have to worry about this because we use programs that'll regularly update all of the compatible plugins and themes. But in case you ever needed to come in here, that's where it's at. Next down on the sidebar is Posts. You'd use this if you ever wanted to start a blog or something like that. Since you don't have one, you'll never really need to use that. The next useful thing is going to be Media. Media is going to be where all of your photos, videos, text files, PDFs, all of those things are located. So they naturally come in like a grid view right here. You can look at a column view as well by clicking, or a list view, sorry, by clicking on that. And this is how you would go through and select different files by clicking the box. You could select all by clicking here, and deselect all by clicking again. If you ever need to go through and delete items, multiple items, you can click on which ones, go to bulk actions, delete permanently. If you ever want to look for specific images, you could click here and filter it. If you ever want to look for things uploaded on specific dates, you could click here and go by month and year. Yeah. You can update what columns you want to appear, so if you don't want comments to be there, you don't want that to be there, you just want it to look a little cleaner, you can get rid of those. You can change the number of items per page as well here, that way you can view all 62 items you have if you'd like. If you ever needed to add new media, you could always click here to add new. And it'll bring you to this screen. You can drop files here, or you can click here to select files from your actual computer. A lot of the time you'll be adding the media directly into the pages though, which we'll cover later, so a lot of the times you won't be using this. Forms is what we'll cover next. Here is where all the forms on your website will be located. Right now you have a contact and a patient referral form. If you ever wanted to change the entries on here, for right now you have name, email, phone, and then message. Let's say you wanted to add a file upload. If you needed the patient for some reason to upload any sort of signed file or something like that, you can just click on it and you'll see it'll add it here to the bottom. If you ever wanted to change where something appears, you can drag and drop like that and it'll change it. Of course, if you ever have any questions about this, or if you ever want us to just add a field, just feel free to ask us and we can help you out with anything you have questions with. Whenever you're done, make sure you click Update here or all your changes won't be saved. Next are Pages. Pages are going to be where basically everything on your website is located. So these are going to be all the pages of your website. We have your home page, About Us, etc., etc. Moving up. If you ever need to change any content on your website, first you can click here, Preview Changes. It'll open up a new tab in your browser and it'll show you what all potential changes that you're going to make will look like. So right now this is just your basic website. Let's say you wanted to add some content to this About Us section. So we could scroll down here. The first section you have is a slider. Next is the About Us, and you can see all of the copy here. Let's say you wanted to add new content here. Before you publish it, and update it and make it live, you can click Preview Changes. And then if you look at that tab again, you'll be able to see the changes that you made right here. And so this isn't live. You're literally just previewing it. So this is a good way to go in and test new content that you'd like to add to make sure that it looks good, or just to double check that it's exactly what you want. There are different ways to manipulate text as well up here. You can bold text, italicize, you can make bulleted lists or numbered lists. You can change the alignment, insert and edit links. If you click on insert/edit link, then it'll open up this box to put a URL into. Let's say you wanted to make this link to Google. You would type in Google's URL, and then you could hit apply, and then it would be done. So then if you go to preview changes again, you'll see that this actually looks like a little link. And if you hover over it, it'll turn colors. If you ever want a link to be on your website that opens in a new tab, you can click Edit, go over here to the little Options wheel, and then click Open a New Tab, and then click Update. So then whenever you do that, any link that you make will actually open in a new tab, like that, google.com. Of course, none of this is live still because I haven't clicked Update. If you want to see more text options, you can click Toggle Toolbar right here. And that'll open up text colors, horizontal lines, buttons, strike through, things like that. But since I don't want any of that, I will just go ahead and delete that. If you ever want to add any sort of media directly into the page, you can click the Add Media button here. You can upload new files by selecting Files here, or you can add already media that you already have on your website by clicking on any of the images here. Let's say you wanted to add your logo here. You just click on it, and it'll add it to the page. Then you can click on Alignment to change the alignment of it. We could preview it to see how it looks there. And then you can ultimately update it if you'd like to save it. If you ever needed to add a form to a page, you can click Add Form, and it works very similar to the media. Click Add Form. You select whatever form you want. If you want a contact form, you'd want to get rid of the display form title and display form description, and you'd like to enable Ajax. Then you can insert it. And you could align it center. Once again, preview what this looks like. You can see a form, it's just right there. Simple as that. But since we don't want that, I'll delete it. Yeah, those are all the basics of pages. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We would love to help you out any way we can. Next on the sidebar, going down, staff members will be useful to know things about. This pop-up may happen if you haven't saved things, so it's sort of like a little safeguard. So if you did have content you wanted to save, you could click cancel and then go and update. But since we don't have any content we'd like to save, just click leave. These are all of your staff members, and so that'll be located on your website over here on staff. Looks beautifully aligned. We have photos, title, photos name and title here. So currently we have 6 people. If you ever wanted to add someone else, like you get a new staff member, you can click Add New. And then you'll have, here will be the name. Here you'd enter the name again. Here's where you'd enter the position title. And we don't currently have bios on any of your staff, but if that's something you ever wanted to add, we do have a bio field available, as well as email, phone, and staff photo. So the staff photo is going to be this main image here. Don't worry about other images for now, unless you have other images you'd like to add. If you do have any other images you'd like to add, feel free to ask us if you have questions about how that looks. And of course, if you start adding bios and things like that, let us know so we can help you make sure that it looks great and formatted. And let's say one of your staff members were to get married or change their position, so you need to change their name or their title, or if they just like to update their photo, you can click on whoever you'd like to update, and then in much the same way as you would add new people, you can just come in here, edit their title, edit their name, or come down here and switch out their photo by clicking X and then adding a new file. Once again, like with pages, make sure you click update to make sure all the changes actually stay. And that's everything. Moving down on the sidebar again, we have appearance. Appearance is going to cover a couple different things. It'll have widgets here. Widgets are going to be the things at the top and bottom of your website for the most part. So we have these phone numbers and locations. We have your logo and your menu. All of those are widgets. And then at the very bottom of your website, we have locations, maps, information. And those will also be widgets. So you can see your logo here, and then your navigation menu here. You can see here in before header, this is where those locations and phone numbers are. If you ever changed the phone numbers or added a location, we could add them in here. This visual editor works exactly the same way as your pages do, so you could change them exactly how you do there. Once again, if you ever changed your phone number or your hours, or if you change your lunch time or anything like that, we can come in here and make edits like that, just like page section. And all of this info is going to be located right here in footer 1. Of course, if you have questions about any of this, feel free to let us know. We'd love to help you edit any of these. Next down over here is menus. The menu is going to be this on your website. And so if you ever needed to add or change anything, let's say you had some more resources, more PDFs that you'd like to add, you can do that through menus. So if you ever want to just add a new page, like let's say you made a new page for contact, we already have one, but let's say there's something new. You just click here on the page that you'd like to add and then click add to menu, and it'll automatically add it to the bottom of your menu. By clicking on it and dragging it, you can change the order, or you can make something a sub-item. You can remove items by clicking on this arrow and then clicking remove. If you ever had any more resources to add, you can do that through custom links or through adding pages. Once again, if you have any questions about this, let us know, and make sure to save all your progress if it's something you actually want to keep. Next down on the sidebar is going to be users. Currently, we have one admin for you and one admin for us. If you ever want to add new users, you can click here. You can add their username and email. Those are the only two required fields here, and then make their role whatever you want it to be. If you ever need to change your password for any reason, you can click edit, scroll down. There's a lot of fields and a lot of stuff here that makes it look overwhelming. And if you click generate password, it'll change it. So make sure to save whatever that password is that pops up. And then come down here and click update user. Other things you need to know, possibly. Would be slider revolution. This is going to be the slider that's at the top of your home page. So this photo with the words coming in, and then every 6 to 9 seconds the photo should change to something else. So if you ever want to edit that, you click here. You see we have these 3 photos on your website right now. You can change what photos those are by clicking Media Library, and you can switch it out for another photo you already have uploaded on your website, or you could upload a new file. You could add a new slide if you want to add more photos, or if you want to change the words that appear over your slides, you click on static/global layers. And sometimes it'll be hard to see what's going on here. So you want to click on this arrow, and then you can see which slide. So let's pick slide ID 2, and then you'll see that that'll usually appear behind. Yeah, so if you ever want to edit the words here, you can click on this little menu here, click on the text, and you can edit the text that you have actually on the slider. Then if you edit it and change it, make sure you click Save Slide so that it'll save. But of course, if you have questions about this, let us know. And those are all the basics of how to make changes and additions to your WordPress website. We look forward to seeing your website grow, and if you have any more questions, make sure to let us know.